when we talk about ADHD and the work environment, we have to talk about organization and scheduling and how all of that works for you, right? And if you've ever bought a planner, used it for about 2 weeks and then like lost it, where did it go? The rest of the year is like gone, right? You get really excited about it and it lasts about like a couple weeks and then again, gone. And if that does happen to you, this video is for you, and we're going to talk about more about what planning, scheduling, any of the organization tools look like for you when you have ADHD. Okay, heads up, I'm sure you know this, but most of the organization tools out there are made for neurotypical brains. They're easy to use, they're super simple, there's not a lot of complexity because you have it, you use it, and then that's it, right? And with the neurotypical brain, that is all that exists. But when we have ADHD, things that are simple, that are just this, then this, just don't work in our brain. We don't know how that works. Wow, you don't have to do all of this other stuff, the background noise in your head, the thinking about the future, the past, all these details. No, because most people, it is what it is, right? And so when you pick up a neurotypical planner, it is linear, right? It goes from step 1 to step 2 to step 3. And this works. And when you check off the things, it works really well. But what it doesn't do is these tools don't take into account that you have time blindness. Time does not work the same way for you as it does for other people. So already, if you're going to pick up a planner that goes step 1, step 2, step 3 and doesn't account for all these things, it's not going to work for you. So let's just not even bring into those things. It doesn't mean that you're like broken or anything. It just means your brain works differently. So why don't we work with it instead of against it? So when you present your brain this structured, step-by-step, simple thing, your brain is already going to be like, no, and kind of block you off. You are going to walk away. It's going to be uncomfortable physically for you to like look at it and use it, right? Because anytime something is super simple and you're not totally interested in it, your brain like shuts off and it doesn't exist, or you're going to have to work extra hard in order to like engage with it. And your brain isn't going to engage until something is urgent or you want to use it. So until like the date is on the calendar and the time and you're aware of it, that calendar doesn't mean anything to you. And when you block off time and put the color code and all this other stuff in the thing, eventually your brain doesn't see it anymore. So you just wasted a whole bunch of time organizing and doing all that stuff because your brain may have saw it for like a week or two and it may have worked, but eventually it just doesn't compute anymore. So these basic tools that market to the neurotypical brain just aren't going to get your brain interested and therefore help you. And you're going to dedicate all this time and energy to something that isn't doing what you want it to do. And the more you try to make these tools work with your brain, the more upset you are going to get and the more energy that you are going to expend, and then the lazier you will feel because you're not actually going to accomplish anything, because then your task becomes making the calendar work, making this app work, instead of the things that the calendar is supposed to remind you about, or the life you're supposed to be living outside of this. You're going to be focusing, this is now your new problem with all of your energy, and this becomes background noise. So you get to find the things that work with you. And I imagine that over the years of your life, you know what works, because you use them. And then we start to doubt because it's not the things that everyone else uses. So it's like, well, no, I have to get this planner. I have to get this app. Hey, they're using this, therefore I have to use it. No, you have systems in place that do work for you. Do more of those, accept that those work for you. And the more gaming, the more interest, the more things that you like that are involved, the more you will actually use it. And some of these tools, again, has to be adaptable. Calendars are good, but if you write down all the tasks in the calendar, you're not going to do that. And then you actually work against your brain because now everything has the same priority level and you're never going to be motivated to do the things on your list. Setting due dates for you that you see that pop up, and it can be creative, like maybe a note on the wall or your calendar pop up, or an actual physical calendar, or a sign that you stick to your head, whatever it is that reminds you of real due dates for major projects, will get your brain to do the motivation. You just have to find ways to remind yourself of what's going on in your life that excites you, and giving you reminders to do that. You will get it done. You will get all the things that you need done. So also part of this system and getting things in place is accepting that what other people value or think is important, or things that you have to do on a regular basis, guess what? If they were truly important to you, you would do them. So part of it is accepting what is important to you, what works for you, and then doing those things. It might be annoying that maybe grocery lists aren't your thing, and that is always going to be a struggle for you. You will always get what's important, because you will remember. And if you have to make extra trips, as long as it doesn't interfere with the project that you have due tomorrow, just work with that, because you didn't get the things at the store because you were doing the things that were important to you. It's the self-acceptance that you are doing the things that are important to you. The tools around you just need to remind you of what is important to you, and you will do the rest. The more habits you put in place will help. Like if you want to add a new habit, do it to the ones you already have. If you brush your teeth and you want to drink more water, make sure you drink water before you brush your teeth. But one habit at a time, over time, will help you build some more habitual structure. But when it comes to like daily structure, the things that like you feel like you have to do, if they're not something that you benefit or you want to, all you're doing is adding stress, and it's not going to help your brain. So if something is important and you have a deadline, have somebody check in with you. Maybe tell somebody, hey, I need you to do this. If you do want to have like an organizational tools, I know right now, which is really great, there's a lot of apps that are designed for people with ADHD that do keep your interest. So using one that is designed for your own brain does it. But whatever tools or structure you use, make sure it works for you and you're not spending more time on it than you are the actual tasks. And that is okay. Accept the way it works and do what works for you. Because time management is an interesting concept, especially for us with ADHD. Time is fluid. Sometimes it's shorter, sometimes it's longer. But knowing when things are due, what is important to you, and then using your own motivation to get those things done in an appropriate amount of time works for you. And it doesn't have to feel like punishment. Your time management tools shouldn't feel like punishment. They shouldn't make you feel shameful. They should help you do what it is you need them to do. And the right system is the one that works for your brain. I mean, I only have like my Google Calendar, and I have a checklist that only has up to 5 things, and I know to look at my checklist every day. And if I get to them, great, I feel really good. If I don't, then I know it wasn't that important, and I either put it on another one or realize that it is important and then go do it that day. But it's not an overly structured thing, as long as I get the things done when I have to get them done. And finding that and giving yourself permission to work in a way that works with your brain instead of against it will reduce the stress, reduce the anxiety, and reduce the pressure and self-shame. And remember, you are not broken. Your brain just works differently, and therefore using tools that are not designed for your brain doesn't make sense for you.